Could the Pie win the Grand National?
Velvet Brown, who do you think you are?
I'm the owner of the pie.
Did you know Kirk Douglas was voted the most unbearable Hollywood actor to work with? Beneath the innocent surface of glitz and glamour are tales of cunning masterminds and ruthless actors who have brought unforgettable stories to life on the silver screen. But there's a twist. The judgment isn't entirely up to us. Get ready to explore the dark histories of Hollywood's 10 most controversial actors. Stay tuned, as we think you will be as surprised as us by some of these stories. At number 10, we have Henry Fonda. Fonda won over viewers for almost 50 years as the movie screen representation of the epitome of American decency. From his moving performance in The Grapes of Wrath as a migrant worker to his riveting part in 12 Angry Men, Fonda personified the adored everyman of Hollywood. But beneath the all-American hero's exterior was a tumultuous and painful private life. Co-author Darwin Porter exposes Fonda as a flawed husband and father by revealing the hidden sides of her off-screen behavior in a shocking new biography. Fonda was not the nice person he seemed to be. Far from it, he was self-absorbed and uncomfortable expressing his emotions. It was shocking to learn that Fonda had cheated on 4 of his 5 marriages. You did indeed read it right. The on-screen personification of classic American virtues, Henry Fonda led a life distant from these principles. A string of liaisons with Hollywood's top ladies, such as Joan Crawford, Marlene Dietrich, and Barbara Stanwyck, characterized his personal path. Though he was unfaithful in most of his marriages, his long-lasting relationship with Lucille Ball was considered the apex of his personal life. Though Fonda portrayed him as a loving parent, Jane and Peter frequently felt abandoned by their father. Fonda's personal life was everything but a Hollywood fairy tale, starting with a stormy start with actress Margaret Sullivan, who publicly criticized his prowess in the bedroom. This was followed by unsuccessful marriages and adulterous affairs that ended in divorces. Fonda's relationships were further clouded by Sullivan's mental health difficulties and untimely death. Please remember to subscribe to Celebrity Rank if you're enjoying the video. Number 9. Bing Crosby. The great actor Bing Crosby, known for his work on timeless classics like White Christmas, is also a man shrouded in secrecy and controversy, especially when it comes to his personal life. Bing Crosby seemed to exude charm and charisma right away. Behind the scenes, though, his connection with his kids tells a different story. Now let's explore his first family dynamic. Bing had a busy life balancing responsibilities to radio programs, films, and music. Gary Crosby, his son, once revealed that Bing was not always around when they were growing up. Bing was afraid his kids would become even more estranged from him if they gave in to the conventional Hollywood lifestyle. Their relationship eventually suffered as a result of his obsession with protecting them from Tinseltown's seduction. Bing continued to struggle with expressing his emotions, even after re-evaluating his role as a father during his second marriage. Bing Crosby had flaws in his personal life despite his legendary status. The untimely demise of his son Lindsay and his struggles with alcoholism exposed the darker side of celebrity. Even when Bing Crosby was near death on a golf course in 1977, his emotionless composure persisted to the very end. Number 8. Wallace Beery. Wallace Beery's public persona as a kind-hearted everyman, skillfully created by studio advertising, may be charming, but the reality behind the scenes was anything but. Contrary to his on-screen character, Beery's treatment of his colleagues, particularly young performers, was known to be extremely harsh, as fellow actors and crew members have revealed. Physical aggression incidents directed towards young stars, such as Mickey Rooney, revealed the dark side of Hollywood's golden age. Mickey Rooney unexpectedly showed affection for Wallace Beery after going through such abuse, exposing a complicated and nuanced relationship between the two. Rooney's viewpoint clarifies the complex dynamics of collaborating with Beery. At the same time, Gloria Swanson's first meeting with Beery reveals the frightening power structures that are common in Hollywood. Beery's influence loomed heavily over their conversations, despite the substantial age difference and Swanson's uneasiness. Wallace Beery's off-screen persona was repulsive and ugly, even to those closest to him, in sharp contrast to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Swanson's alleged dislike highlights the stark contrast between Beery's exterior and inner life. Number 7. Milton Berle. Milton Berle was a trailblazer of his time, enthralling millions with his razor-sharp sense of humor and indisputable charm. His television show, which aired once a week, became so popular that companies would close to make sure their customers wouldn't miss an episode. Numerous fans eagerly awaited each week to see Uncle Milty's outrageous antics. At the height of his celebrity, he was so well-liked that there were rumors of declining movie ticket sales and some businesses closing during his show so that viewers wouldn't miss a thing. But as time went on, Berle's star started to lose its shine. He made the audacious choice to become the host of Saturday Night Live, a choice that was viewed with skepticism by Lorne Michaels, the show's creator. Berle seized the lead despite early skepticism, but the result was terrible. The actors and crew were taken aback by his outrageous behavior and unwillingness to follow instructions. One of the show's most difficult hosts, Karek Kowalczyk, claimed that Berle's constant mugging for the camera and insistence on micromanaging the show led to an infamous SNL disaster. Stories of conceit and haughtiness clouded Berle's legacy after his disastrous SNL appearance. Even though he pioneered television in its early years, his behind-the-scenes behavior frequently fell short of expectations. 6th, Peter Sellers. Peter Sellers shone on cinema as Inspector Clouseau, the inept investigator from the Pink Panther series in Hollywood's classic comedies. Director Blake Edwards found it difficult to work with the disturbed genius hidden beneath the humor and on-screen talent. Peter may be described as eccentric. Everywhere he went, he carried his mother's shrine and spoke with his deceased mother. The man behind the Pink Panther films, Edwards, struggled to control Sellers' unpredictable actions. Behind the scenes, turbulence resulted from the collision between Edwards' systematic approach and Sellers' erratic mood swings and deep-seated fears. Sellers felt that his outrageous acts spurred him to create because he was afraid the comedy would suffer without such spontaneity. Edwards became frustrated since his unusual techniques frequently interfered with the filming process. They would sometimes go for extended periods without speaking, relying instead on their assistants to convey their messages. Even though they had a turbulent relationship, they worked together to make 5 Pink Panther films and the beloved 1968 feature The Party, among other box office hits. Number 5. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was born in Tasmania in 1909, and his upbringing was non-traditional. Growing up around kangaroos and Tasmanian devils, Flynn's passion of adventure was kindled at a young age. But wherever he went, danger seemed to follow him. After being expelled from school at the age of 17, Flynn traveled to New Guinea and tried his hand at a number of occupations, including pearl diving and diamond smuggling. Acting turned out to be his genuine calling. Fueled by a desire for fame, Flynn traveled to England and left a trail of deceptions and misadventures in his wake. He was even invited to the Stratford-upon-Avon Festival thanks to his talent at trickery. Warner Brothers quickly saw Flynn's promise and signed him, which was the beginning of his Hollywood journey. 4th place, Orson Welles. Whatever title you choose, Orson Welles was a cinematic visionary best known for avant-garde pictures like Citizen Kane. But he also had a lesser-known dark side. Rediscovered from long-lost recordings, Welles's open discussions with friend and filmmaker Henry Jaglom present another side of the famous Hollywood figure. Welles revealed all in these unreleased tapes, portraying Charlie Chaplin as pompous, Spencer Tracy as spiteful, and Laurence Olivier as simple-minded. He detested James Stewart for being a mediocre actor and acknowledged that he couldn't bear to see Bette Davis. Wells struggled with the studio system's limitations despite his talent for filmmaking, often running into financial difficulties with his productions. He pursued films with little funding because of his unwavering commitment, but he never wavered from his artistic vision. Wells's anecdotes provide insight into his dealings with up-and-coming talents, like as Marilyn Monroe, whom he attempted to support prior to her quick rise to fame. Monroe was disregarded as just another stock player by Hollywood heavyweights like Darryl Zanuck, a view Wells discovered to be all too common in Tinseltown. His scorching assessments of the acting prowess of actresses like Jennifer Jones and Bette Davis echoed through the tapes. He was blunt in his assessment of Jennifer Jones, calling her unredeemable and dismissing Bette Davis completely. Number 3. Faye Dunaway. There's a lady in Hollywood whose legacy is filled with stories of chaos and contempt amidst the glittering city where dreams are woven and stars shine. Famous for her compelling roles, Faye Dunaway also earned a reputation as one of Hollywood's most problematic characters. News broke of Dunaway's sudden exit from the Broadway production of Tea at 5, along with claims that she had been involved in physical altercations and created a toxic work environment. As it happened, there was validity to these rumors. An individual who worked with Dunaway on a project firsthand described a startling occurrence. Instead of faking a slap in a scenario, Dunaway allegedly hit this person across the cheek in real life, illuminating the difficult environment on set. Paul Huntley, a Broadway wig designer, saw Dunaway's erratic behavior and teamed with her in 1996. He related an instance in which Dunaway had slapped his assistant's hand after expressing her displeasure with the way the hairpins were presented. These tales depict an actress who is tough and demanding. In addition to on-set difficulties, Dunaway's behavior off-screen has contributed to Hollywood legend. In the book Easy Riders and Raging Bulls, it is claimed that during filming Chinatown, Dunaway had strange habits, including peeing in garbage cans and showing disgust for flushing toilets in her dressing room. The book also states that after a dispute, Dunaway allegedly tossed a cup of liquid that was allegedly filled with pee at director Roman Polanski. When questioned about this accusation, Dunaway rejected it as completely absurd and refused to give it any credibility. Even those performers who are known to be difficult have been astonished by Dunaway's actions. Her co-star in The Disappearance of Amy, James Woods, related an instance in which she threw something at him for mispronouncing a line. Even the fiery-tempered Bette Davis mentioned Dunaway when asked who the most difficult people in Hollywood were. Number 2. Mickey Rooney. Mickey Rooney's on-screen personas of wholesome individuals were very different from him in real life. Rooney's behavior left much to be desired. He was described as blisteringly pompous and displayed tendencies such as nastiness, abrasiveness, curtness, and rudeness. These were among the people that worked closely with him. He continued to act in an unprofessional manner after the filming was finished, which made working with him difficult. Rooney's handling of Elizabeth Taylor came under fire in a particularly unsettling episode that occurred in 1944 while National Velvet was being filmed. There have been rumors that he exploited the young celebrity, and he later denied ever knowing her, calling her a prick and doubting her ability. After Rooney passed away, details concerning his cruel treatment and disparaging words towards several of his colleagues over his career came to light. The idea that Rooney was the kind persona that was frequently portrayed on screen was destroyed by this portrayal, which exposed the complexity of iconic Hollywood characters. Mickey Rooney was the target of numerous attacks and grievances. His haughty manner and conceited outlook offended a lot of people, resulting in disagreements with directors, fans, and co-workers. His public reputation was further tarnished by his personal life, which was characterized by numerous marriages, divorces, financial difficulties, and issues with substance abuse. Rooney faced difficulties in his transition from child celebrity to adult actor, as some critics questioned his capacity to go beyond his innocent charm and establish credibility in more serious roles. Furthermore, he faced a great deal of criticism for his treatment of Asian characters, particularly in Breakfast at Tiffany's, which perpetuated negative stereotypes and showed racial insensitivity. And finally, at number 1, we have Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas wasn't just another attractive person. Douglas, who grew up in a turbulent environment, found comfort in the spotlight. His love for the stage and the complex web of scandal that would follow him throughout his career were discovered during his high school years, when his passion for performing was awakened despite a tumultuous home situation. Douglas's private life reflected the nuanced lives of his fictional characters. His romantic connections and alleged extramarital affairs depicted a man divided between valor and villainy. However, it was his legendary reputation that cemented his place among Hollywood's most infamous characters. Regretfully, it was revealed that he had abused Natalie Wood. The 15-year-old Wood allegedly received an invitation to Douglas's room, where she allegedly spent hours before being abruptly kicked out and threatened with consequences if she spoke up. This account arose in the public following Douglas's death, albeit it is yet unsubstantiated. Douglas was demonized as a degenerate, as social media was swamped with tributes to Wood. The whole tale might never be revealed because Wood and Douglas are no longer with us. The truth is still unclear. According to some, it might have been a made-up story that was passed down through the years to different actors, but Douglas had shortcomings as well. He freely admitted to being the least popular actor in Hollywood, blaming his difficult background. Even Burt Lancaster, his co-star, made light of his challenging personality. Douglas was renowned for his domineering style on film sets and has acknowledged cheating in his relationships. Notoriety followed him when he notoriously fired Spartacus director after just 1 week and tried micromanaging Stanley Kubrick on Paths of Glory. Still, these flicks became masterpieces in the end. Our list of the top 10 most evil actors in Hollywood history comes to an end there. Does the list include your pick? Post your ideas in the comments section below. Please remember to subscribe to Celebrity Rank and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Until next time.